Good morning, Internet. How's everyone doing? All right, good, I hope. Uh, I noticed that they changed up the rules and stuff with YouTube. I thought I could do a live stream over my phone, and no, I can't do a live stream over my phone because I'm not partnered. They took away all kinds of stuff. You can't do a lot of things anymore unless you're partnered. It's idiotic. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense. I feel like if you were already partnered to begin with, they shouldn't have removed you just because of your views and stuff and whatnot. But that is besides the point. So I just wanted to I'm bored. We'll just go with that. I'm bored. So that's why I thought I would do a video. Thought I would talk about something. I guess I don't know. Meh. Yeah. 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 Let's talk about the PlayStation 5. Oh yeah, there are some rumors going on there. That's some stuff going on right there. I'm gonna tell you. Sorry about the weird light stuff. It's the television. A lot of us, including myself, a lot of people, including myself, we were hoping for backwards compatibility. When we think backwards compatibility, what do we think? Physical, right? We think that there's some way that if we own the media already, a disc, that we can slide it in and it'll play it, right? No. The PlayStation 5, when they say backwards compatibility, they're actually talking about something kind of like an eShop or whatever. They're basically talking about basically like Nintendo's give me a second. I can't remember what it was called, but Nintendo had it, and you could download games, classic console, whatever it was called. I can't remember now at this point. That's sad. That's really sad when you can't remember something that Nintendo did. Basically, it turns out that this is what it is. It's not actual backwards compatibility. You're not going to be able to plug in because I've got tons of PS1 games, the discs, the original discs. I've got PS2 games. I've got PS3 games. I was expecting, when I heard about the backwards compatibility, that I'd be able to slide the discs into the system and the emulation on the hardware. The hardware would look at the disc, see what the disc was, and then use the appropriate software to emulate, right? That's what I was expecting. But that's not what we're getting. So basically, it's not backwards compatibility, even though it kind of is, but it's not really. It's just them, they figured out emulation, and they figured out getting pardon me. They figured out how to get everything that they needed to do this, along with ray tracing. So supposedly PS1 games can have ray tracing. I don't know how good that's going to look. How good will a PS1 game look HD at about 1280p or whatever, or 480p? How good is something like that going to look with ray tracing? Because let's go back and look at the PS1 and think about that for a second. If you've ever played a PS1 game on a PS1, then you know that there's a lot of warping textures, a lot of really seriously weird artifacts and whatnot because of the hardware of the time and the way everything was made. Unless they figured out software-wise a way to fix that, a way to prevent the warping and the bending and the weird stuff that textures would do on polygons on PS1 games, that's not going to look very good. Now, I am interested in the fact that they said they have ray tracing. Ray tracing on a PS1 game. What? That is interesting. Well, let's be fair. That's very interesting. Hell, I would love to see ray tracing on a PS2 game. That would be amazing. So, but yeah, so there's no actual sorry, television grabbed my attention. So there's no actual backwards compatibility with actual discs, is what it's sounding like. These are all rumors. Everything going on with the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 is rumors. I rarely talk about Sony, but I've owned Sony consoles for a long time. I have a PS2. I have a PS3. I would love to find a PS1, the classic one, the classic gray bulky PS1. I loved the way that was designed. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. So everybody was throwing a bitch fit over the suspected design of the PlayStation 5, because we're at that point now. Uh, so early on, dev kits were shown, and everybody thought the dev kit was the design of the PlayStation 5. I thought it looked awesome. I still think it looks awesome. I'm like, that is an amazing looking console. I love that classic futuristic style, okay? Which is what consoles used to do. They used to try and look as futuristic as possible. Now that we're in the future, it's like they're as boring as possible with it. I mean, we've seen what the Xbox X series. Oh God, these naming conventions are horrible. Microsoft, come on, you suck. You can do better than this. They're too scared to name their console or to number their consoles, because then it'll show that they got in late. If they were to call the Xbox, let's see, there's the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and now Xbox Series X, they would be like a console behind Sony. They would only be Xbox 4. The latest Xbox would only be called the Xbox 4. Yeah. It would only be called the Xbox 4, and that would look bad on Microsoft. That's why they don't do it. It would be like, oh, so it would remind people that they came in late into the game. You see what I'm saying? So I believe that that might be why that they don't want to call the Xbox numbered. That's why after Xbox we got a 360 instead of an Xbox 2, because they just didn't want that to. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm irritated with Sony. I'm irritated with the idea that they won't have an actual true backwards compatibility. Although they say there's a lot of features we don't know about yet, I really wish they would just get on with it. I think people are tired of waiting. I think we just want to know. Uh, I wanted to buy a PS5 when I heard the rumor about the backwards compatibility, but if it's not really backwards compatible with my old discs, I don't really care. I was gonna buy one. I was like, that's exciting. I want a PS5. I want a PlayStation 5. If it can play all my old discs, I can just pop them in there and they'll work on my HDTV. Hell yeah! But if that's not the case, no, I don't care. I don't care. But there's all kinds of stuff that's been rumored about the PlayStation 5. But that's the key thing I wanted to touch on. And I wanted to touch on why that bugs me so much. Now let's go on to Nintendo. Let's talk about Nintendo for a minute. So, the president of Nintendo, I can't remember his last name. I can't remember his first name either. I can't remember his name because we have a new one now. The president of Nintendo came out and said that during an investors meeting, this has happened before, by the way. There was another investors meeting that happened before the launch of the Switch Lite, and they said the same thing at the time, that there was no hardware coming out this year. That was last year, by the way. It was in 2019. So then, this is good. So then, they basically have a repeat of that whole situation at another investors meeting. He tried to make it clear that, hey, he said there's no new model plan this year. He did this once before and it was a lie. Of course he's gonna lie. You see, here's the thing. Nintendo will not cannibalize sales of current hardware. They never want to cannibalize current hardware sales. So they're gonna lie. They're gonna sit there and they're gonna say, no, there's no other hardware coming. But then it's going to come. Later, closer to the end of the year, I can guarantee we're going to see something. Hell, we might see something at E3. I don't really know. I know that Nintendo's going to have to upgrade that hardware. They're always behind in the hardware because they try gimmicks. That's part of the problems. They're always pushing a controller gimmick. You know, hardly anything's been used that they have. What was that? HD Rumble? Who even talks about that? All the other stuff. I think the only thing people really enjoy and have utilized, and I think it's cool, is motion controls. That's it. That's the only thing, motion sensor for first person shooters and whatnot. That's useful. I'll be honest, it is useful. I'm going to tell you right now that there's only two ways that I enjoy a first person shooter: motion controls and give me a second. Oh, okay. Yeah, motion controls and mouse and keyboard is the only way I play a first-person shooter. When I do play a first-person shooter, it's usually a first-person shooter that's imaginative. I don't like war shooters. Basically, I'm not a fan of Call of Duty. I'm not a fan of Battlefield or any of that stuff. I've just never been a fan of it. Just never have. I don't like the idea of just going around and killing people. I don't like the idea of going and killing people. Human beings like that. I'm perfectly fine with shooting a demon in the skull, though. I'm perfectly fine with beating up some ogre with a shotgun. Things like that. That doesn't bother me. I enjoy that. I enjoy taking on hellish hordes and Doom Eternal. But I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy. I gotta stop looking at the television, but I don't enjoy games like Call of Duty. So yeah, but yeah, motion controls on the Switch is still utilized by a lot of people. It's just stuff like HD Rumble and whatnot. I didn't get Super Mario Maker 2 for a good reason. You can't point. You can't point at the television screen and draw with the motion controllers with the pointer. You literally have to use the thumbsticks to draw with. Who's got the time or patience to create a level like that? Did they not include touchscreen controls? Can I not use a stylus and sit there and hold it and draw the level? I don't know. I didn't ever buy the software. So I don't know about that. I'm just... I would like to be able to... I wanted to buy it, but that... And there's not... I still don't feel like there's much there. They are saying that there's more development that's going to happen for the software, so it's just a wait-and-see game. We'll wait and see how that works out. I hope there's more content that comes to Super Mario Maker 2 that makes me actually want it. I would like to see an original pixel art style. I would like to see something based on another IP of Nintendo's. They kind of did that with Zelda recently, but that's in Super Mario Brothers style. I'm saying a completely made-up style based on another IP, like a Kirby style, maybe. That's not really Nintendo's IP per se. That's HAL Laboratories, Halcyon Laboratories, or whatever. So, yeah, it's hard to say. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about. That's basically it. That's all I've had to say. I wanted to kind of do a little video like this. That way people can go, when's your next video? Well, here it is. Here we are. This is my next video. This is what I'm doing. So, yeah. Today's a busy day. I got a little money in today, so I have to go pay taxes. That's right. I have to go pay taxes in a town not far from where I live at a courthouse. Yeah, my taxes need paid. My brother sent money the other day to help pay the taxes. My youngest brother. Yeah. So we were trying to get 3 lots of the land that we live on in me and my brother Johnny's name because we live here. That way we could get it homesteaded to bring down the cost every time taxes are owed. But it didn't work out. My youngest brother finally came in and said, because they took their own time at the lawyer's office. So he finally came in and said, he said, well, if all it is you can't really afford the taxes, just let me know every year and I'll pay them. Because he didn't want to let go, which is understandable. So, yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I just kind of wanted to talk. I'm bored. I get like that. I get like this. I get bored. I get to where I just want to do something. And so I was like, you know what? I would do a YouTube video. Just a little thing from my phone. And I will talk to my subscribers because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure a bunch of my subscribers are about to leave because I don't do anything anymore. I really just need better internet. I need something other than what's on this phone. I had lost signal for 3 days. It was crazy. Anyhow, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'm going to go ahead and say sayonara, and I'll try and post another video. This might not be the format that you like. May not be what you want to see, but it's what I can do, and it's the easiest way to do things and talk about things. So have a good one. Bye.